Hey guys, I'm here with a beginner's guide to doing this smoky eye tutorial. So if you guys are interested, I'm going to show you guys how to achieve this look step by step. So it's basically a black sort of cranberry smoky eye. So I've got cranberry in the crease and it's basically a very matte black look. I'm going to go through the products I use. So bear in mind with the products, you don't need to be using the exact same products that I use. As long as you've got like similar products or similar shades, it's still going to work and give you the same look. And I'm also going to show you guys the tools I'll be using. So if you guys want to skip ahead to the tutorial, I'll have all the timestamps in the description below, so definitely check that out. Hopefully you guys find this super helpful. I know how hard it is to start working with really dark colors when you're starting out. I've been practicing for a long time, so practice definitely does make perfect. If you guys are interested in this tutorial, please keep on watching. The first product you'll need is some sort of eyeshadow stick or a cream eyeshadow. So this one I have from Kiko. It is the Long Lasting Stick 8-hour no transfer eyeshadow. The shade is 39, so it's like a very nice dark brown color. So we're going to use this as the base of our smoky eye. Now to blend out basically like the crease area and the cream eyeshadow, you'll need some sort of cranberry shade. So I'm just pretty much digging into my collection of my palettes that I have, and a matte cranberry shade that I do have is from my Zoeva palette. If you've got the matte palette, it's specifically, the shade specifically is called Lonely City, so it's this one here. And then finally you'll need a matte black shadow. So that is going to make everything look really nice and smoky. I'm digging into my Too Faced Semi Sweet Chocolate Bar. This used to be like my go-to for so long, and I'm just taking Licorice, which is this black shade here. It's really good. There's not a lot of fallout with it, and it does blend pretty well. Oh, and the last thing that you'll need as well is a brown eyeliner. So I've got this one from Urban Decay. It's the 24/7 Glide On Pencil and Demolition. So this one we're going to use to line our lower lash line. You can also tight line as well, and then we're going to smoke out the lower lash line as well. So now I'm going to move on to the tools that we'll be using. So I think it's really helpful to talk about the tools, especially if you're a beginner. I'm going to talk about each brush that I'll be using and why I'll be using it, just so that you can understand why we will need it. The first brush that I'll be using is this crease brush here. It is by e.l.f. It's a very small sort of domey brush, and I'm going to be using this to basically blend out my cream shadow. So you'll see in the tutorial when I line my upper lash line that we'll be using this to blend out. To blend the shadows together, I'm going to be using the Sigma E25 brush. So it's like a tapered blending brush. This is definitely a staple for anyone's like makeup kit or collection. It's just really good for doing a lot of things. So blending, applying eyeshadow. It's a very good multitasking brush. This one is just basically a good old normal rounded blending brush. I'm going to use this to make sure that there's no harsh lines. And then you'll need a flat shaded brush. This is what we're going to use to apply our black eyeshadow. You need something that's going to hold pigment and easily like cover a large amount of eyelid space. I'm just going to grab my cream shadow, and what I'm going to simply do is just basically line my upper lash line like this, and it doesn't have to be perfect because you're going to blend it out. And then I'm just going to slightly wing it up a little bit. Do keep in mind that you will need to use eyeshadow primer. So just before I did this, I put a little bit of my MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot, and then I just set it a little bit with a bit of powder. So now that you've drawn that line, you're just going to just smudge it out so it's not so messy. I'm going to show you again on the other side. So I'm taking my cream shadow, and then I'm just going to draw a line on my upper lash line like this. Doesn't need to be perfect. And then just draw a small wing going up like that. Probably looks super messy, but then you're going to grab that small crease brush and you're going to just blend out the edges. What you'll be doing is taking your E25 blending brush or a tapered blending brush that you might have, put a little bit on your brush like this. You just want to work a little bit at a time, and we're going to blend in the crease area, so like what I'm doing now. Oh, just went a bit heavy there, but that's okay. So you basically want to do windscreen wiper motions, and then in the inner corner you want to do a small circle. So the idea with smoky eyes is you want the darker colour to be near the lash line, and then when you go up it fades really nicely. So just concentrating more of the colour near the lower lash line is what you want to aim for. And don't worry if it takes you a really long time, because it does take a while. And how I like to hold my brush is I just hold it at the end, and I try to like not put too much weight on it when I'm blending. Obviously, if you are starting out, it will take a bit of practice, and then you'll find it, sort of get a feel of how you need to hold the brush. Just blending the edges out. Alright, so the next step is to add the black. I'm going to go into my Semi-Sweet palette, and I'm going to use my flat shader brush here. And I'm just going to start off with just a little bit of black. You don't want too much. That looks like heaps, but there's only a little bit. Tap the excess off. Even though this one doesn't have a lot of fallout in it, you just want to make sure you don't have too much, so just tap it. And just go really slowly. You're going to tap a little bit of colour, and then we're going to blend it out. So just the lower lash line, as you can see how I'm doing it there. I'm going to take that E25 brush, and just kind of start blending those colours together. You don't want it to look like it's black cranberry. And then just taking a little bit more, and I'm gonna try and put it just above the crease, but not too much. Just patting it on again. Blending. And at this point, I'm just doing a combination of windscreen micro motions and little circles. When you have blended to the best of your ability, you're going to take that same blending brush, the clean one, and just kind of like go over the edges so it's not too harsh. The next step we're going to do is line our lower lash line. So I'm going to take my brown eye pencil and just line the bottom lash line as well. This doesn't have to be perfect because you will be smoking this out. So I'm going to take my pencil brush with a bit of that cranberry shade and smoke out that lower lash line. Okay, so that's the main part of the tutorial. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wear falsies, so I'll come back with falsies and a full set of makeup. You don't necessarily need to wear falsies if you like the look already. A bit of mascara and just finishing how you do your base makeup is all you need. But I'm going to come back and I'll show you guys what the entire look looks like. Hey guys, I'm back with my falsies, and this is the finished look. So I hope you guys found the tutorial really helpful. I know as a beginner it can be very scary to do really bold smoky eyes, but once you start practicing it actually becomes so much more easy. Trust me, I would know. I've been practicing for years. So hopefully you guys thought it was really helpful. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.